Hello, I'm Ali Langdon. Welcome to A Current Affair. 1 minute he was playing outside. The next, he was gone. Exactly what happened to preschooler GUS LAMONT, no one knows. After 2 weeks without answers, speculation is building, and a former homicide detective has his own theory.
Not a clue. It's like he's just vaporised.
The search for Gus.
We've got a unique situation, such a rural, isolated area, when a 4-year-old goes missing.
How could he vanish without trace? Remote South Australia, a sheep grazing station south of Yunta, 300 kilometres north of Adelaide. This is where 4-year-old August Lamont, or Gus, was last seen.
4-year-old lads, they just don't disappear into thin air. They have to be somewhere. So our job is to try and find which way he's gone.
Described by his family as a quiet but adventurous boy, they're desperate for him to be found. But police say there's little hope of him being found alive.
The search for Gus has probably been one of the largest, most intensive searches for a missing person conducted in South Australia in recent times.
Our little boy lost. Wants his mum. Everyone pulls together in this sort of country. You just drop what you're doing and go. You don't question it.
Little Gus was last seen by his grandmother on Saturday the 27th of September at about 5 p.m. at his family's homestead, playing in a mound of dirt. At 5:30, his grandmother couldn't find him and reported him missing to police at 8:30. An hour later, police arrive and a search is launched. The next day, that search is ramped up. Police, SES, helicopters, drones and water police searching a 2.5 kilometre radius of the family property. On Tuesday, a family spokesperson talks to the media.
Our hearts are aching and we are holding on to hope that he will be found.
The same day, a boot print is found at the property, but later ruled out as not related. On Wednesday, the 1st of October, major crime detectives arrive on scene, but there's no suggestion of foul play. Thursday, the family release a photo of Gus and the Australian Defence Force joins the search. Still, no sign of him. On Friday, the 3rd of October, the search is scaled back.
We've all been hoping for a miracle. That miracle was not eventuated.
So what's next in the search for Gus?
Well, I think they'd be looking at possible accidents. They would be looking at third-party involvement in terms of the child being abducted. I think all avenues of inquiry are open at the moment.
Forensic psychologist Tim Watson-Munro says for him, the case is a chilling reminder of another little boy who went missing, William Tyrrell.
We remain optimistic, but being realistic, given the effluxion of time, if he's wandered off somewhere on the property, it's hard to see how a 4-year-old could survive in their own resources for this period of time.
In addition to the search activity, there has been concurrent inquiries undertaken as a matter of course, as you would expect when a 4-year-old child goes missing, and those inquiries are continuing.
Acting South Australian Police Commissioner Linda Williams says the family is fully cooperating with the investigation.
The investigation is now being managed by Missing Persons Section, which is part of Major Crime Investigation Branch, and that's where all long-term cases such as this are managed and investigated, which is standard practice.
A family friend spoke out, shutting down speculation of the child being snatched from the property.
Stop with the conspiracy theories. This child has not been taken. The property, in theory, there's a public road. But in reality, there are 6 gates on that road out to the highway.
Obviously, everyone at home watching has their own theories. Is that helpful?
I think it's totally unhelpful. I mean, as a nation, we're riddled with armchair detectives. In fact, I think globally we are. And everyone always has an opinion based on very little information.
You would think it'd be quite easy to find a toddler that's just walked away from the sandpit.
Former homicide detective Charlie Bazina says police would be looking at all avenues.
When you're looking at the location of the property, we know we've got dingoes out there, foxes, feral cats, wedge-tailed eagles and the likes. To me, It's starting to look like every indication of, as long as the police are happy with the family and their bona fides, that it may well be a situation where he may have been taken by an animal.
As the search continues, at the heart of the investigation, a little boy missing who needs to be found.
It's a matter of, we need to find answers for the family. We'll do as best we can to the extent we can, but a line will be in the sand where they're going to say, you know what, we've done everything possible, and this may remain a mystery forever and a day.
Well, let's hope that's not the case and police come up with
told
answers.
us that they did upscale the search again on Monday after a small boot print was found near a dam a few kilometres west of the homestead. They said the search was quite extensive and it involved a tracker, polair and many resources. They've told us that that boot print in fact did not turn out to be related to Gus. Here's what the Acting Police Commissioner Linda Williams has to say.
We will never give up hope of finding Gus. There are further lines of inquiry being undertaken, and the family have continued to cooperate fully with police and have consented to every request that we have made of them thus far. This is just to emphasise to people in the community that we still have a public appeal for anyone who has any information about Gus or any concerns.
Police say they also conducted drone searches over the weekend using infrared technology, and those results are still being analysed, but they may lead to more leads and more on-ground searches.